If you could travel back in time to any time period in Earth's prehistory, predominantly when the dinosaurs were alive, when would you travel back to and where? Now, the most important part of this video is actually your comments. I'm really hoping that each and every person that watches this video leaves a comment and chimes in with their thoughts on this. But this is something I've thought about for quite some time. If we could only travel back in time to one specific time in Earth's prehistory, predominantly when the dinosaurs were alive, where and when would we go back to? Now, for myself, this is a very difficult question to answer. There's so many different periods of dinosaurs that I'd love to see, so many different early Cretaceous, Jurassic, late Cretaceous. There's just so much over that great swath of how long they lived. But I think if you really wanted the most bang for your buck, and this is something that I've talked about, I'd love to see Prehistoric Planet 3 go back in time 95 million years ago. Now, if we go back in time 95 million years ago, that can take us to North Africa, that can take us to Spinosaurus, existing in and around Carcharodontosaurus, Bajariosaurus, Deltadromeus, all these giant carnivores living in North Africa at the time, 95 million years ago. Wouldn't that be fascinating to go back and see North Africa, not like it is today, like the Sahara Desert, but a swamp, a mangrove swamp, much like present-day Florida is today. That would just be fascinating, and I think that 95 million years ago would just be amazing to see that, amazing to see all these big animals existing and thriving together, and most importantly exploiting different niches. I think that's really how a habitat like that existed. They were all concentrating on something different. Spinosaurus, we're still really confused on what that animal was, how it made its living, but it more than likely made its living around the rivers. Carcharodontosaurus probably preyed on small sauropods. A few of the other animals probably medium-sized dinosaurs. So really fascinating 95 million years ago in North Africa. But 95 million years ago also would put us back in the time of Giganotosaurus in South America. Now, wouldn't that be amazing to go back and see Giganotosaurus? Now, we did get to see Giganotosaurus make that appearance in the last Jurassic World movie, but I think it fell short. I don't really think that was Giganotosaurus. To me, that seems like some type of hybrid monster. I'd love to see Prehistoric Planet 3 bring back a real Giganotosaurus, flesh it out, give us something as close to the real life animal as we can. But again, it's that magic 95 million years ago that we'd be able to go back in time, see Giganotosaurus, potentially see Argentinosaurus. Now, it's possible some of these animals didn't all exist, so I'm just using an approximate time. But I really think 95 million years ago, if I had to choose what time in Earth's history would I go back to, I think I would choose 95 million years ago. Now, I know a lot of people, probably the majority of people, may choose the late Cretaceous, 66 million years ago, the infamous Tyrannosaurus Rex. Who can blame you? The Michael Jordan, the Tiger Woods of dinosaurs. We get this new T-Rex documentary coming up. We had Prehistoric Planet Season 1, Prehistoric Planet Season 2, all featuring T-Rex. Every single documentary that's ever been made has featured T-Rex. Jurassic Park featured T-Rex. It's hard to get away from T-Rex, so I don't blame you if you are choosing. I'd love to go back in time 66 million years ago and see, quite possibly what is the largest predatory dinosaur of all time, the largest terrestrial land predator of all time. So I don't fault you on that one bit if you just want to say, I want to go back 66 million years ago. But for me, I think the most bang for your buck would be 95 million years ago, going back in time to see Giganotosaurus, going back in time to see Spinosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus. I've always been fascinated by North Africa, just the fact that it's currently the Sahara Desert as we see today, but back then it would have been very lush and wet, very much like Florida, just a lush mangrove swamp. Would have been a fascinating place to go back in time. Now, there's also other time periods that are fascinating, and again, I'm really hoping that if you're watching this video, you chime in with your thoughts, you leave a comment, you let me know when you'd like to go back to and where. But, we also have other periods in time that would have been fascinating as well, going back to the Morrison Formation 150 million years ago, to the late Jurassic. North America. Would have been fascinating seeing Allosaurus, Ceratosaurus, Saurophaganax, Torvosaurus, all those animals, all those big predatory dinosaurs existing with huge sauropods. Would have been fascinating as well. I think about going back in time 110 million years ago to see Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus does not get the love and appreciation that it deserves. I actually think that Acrocanthosaurus should have made an appearance in the last Jurassic World movie. I think from a merchandising standpoint, the word acro on toys, acro on kids' toys would have been so powerful. I think that they should have used Acrocanthosaurus. But it's an animal that gets no love and appreciation, and it was one of the largest predators ever to stalk North America. So let that sink in. Acrocanthosaurus, one of the largest predators ever to stalk North America, 110 million years ago. But 110 million years ago also would put us back in the time of Suchomimus in North Africa. Here we are going back to North Africa, 110 million years ago. We'd get to see Suchomimus potentially existing with Sarcosuchus, the supercroc. Wouldn't that be fascinating to see what could be one of the largest crocs of all time facing off a massive fish eater known as Suchomimus? That would have been just absolutely fascinating. But again, I think if I had to choose one, not to beat a dead horse, I'd go back in time 95 million years ago, go back to see Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus, all those host of dinosaurs. Brings me to the most important part of the video. Your comments, love to hear them. Love for you to chime in with this. When would you like to go back to, and most importantly, where? Appreciate all the support for this channel, and see you in the next video. Take care.